Hey guys, this is Tom. It's the day before Independence Day. It's July 3rd, a little before 5 o'clock Eastern Time. We're coming to you. This is the top of Tom's head. We're coming to you from not from. I'm a little under the weather, so forgive me, but we're coming at you with an SSFA opening round playoff game. It's Mick Balkins, Atlanta Falcons 9-7. Led by Drew Brees and Dennis Crowley's Seattle Seahawks 10-6, of course, led by Russell Wilson. I don't know who won the toss, but Mick's receiving the ball first, kicking off usually when they win the toss. Get the ball back at halftime. That's it for the second half. I've got a short pass to Kamar Aiken on 1st and 10 to start things off. Dennis guessing pass, going 3 men, 5 on Brees card, complete for a first down after the dump off. There was no after the pass rush situation resulted in no pressure. Nick Mangold blocking Dontari Poe easily on that one. So you got Matt Forte in the backfield for Mick. Calvin Johnson's last card, and Kamar Aiken on the other side as the wide receivers. O.J. Daniels, a decent receiving tight end. Linebacker Matt Forte, defense guesses pass, no linebackers behind. 7 and 8, bad news for Dennis. But 6 on Matt Forte's card is a 6-yard gain. That's a pretty solid-looking card, guess wrong. And Mick goes 5-6-5 with the interior blocking. Only 4 is off tackle. So you might see more linebacker than off tackle for Mick here with Forte. CJ Felt-Fedorowicz is the blocking back. Off tackle left to Matt Forte, despite what I said before. Dennis has a guy in zone. He's a 4, calls pass. Offensive end onside end 5-0. But Fedorowicz is a 5 blocker, a 6 white die, cannot make the block. And we are live, just making sure. And it's 3rd and 4 now for Mick on his opening possession. This is SSFA, the Samifa family of leagues, so it's average in the draft league defensive cards. These are 24-team leagues, but this is a playoff game, so the home team gets the bump up to a good pass defense card. Mick goes 3 wide, 1 halfback with Forte, who's covered by a 5. Dennis has no 6s in his secondary, but does have 3 5s. Slide pass right, Owen Daniels, the linebacker 5. Defense gets the pass, double teams elsewhere. 7 is 5 yards and a first down from Brees to Daniels for Atlanta up at their own 41. Falcons were 9-7 in the regular season. I don't remember what we predicted from them. This is a very competitive looking, well, for the most part, SSFA playoff field. A lot of very good coaches, a lot of teams close in record. But Jacksonville Jays sitting up top at 14-2. I think going for his 3rd straight championship in this league. So a very competitive field, but one team standing out up on top. So I'm looking forward to calling a lot of these games. Samsa playoffs going on simultaneously. They're in the round of 8. I might have a game to call at 7 p.m. and from up for it, Joe Golden playing. Off tackle right for Matt Forte. No linebackers there for the blocking back. Dennis is in a 3-4. 7 is a 3-yard gain. We have not seen Dennis call a run yet. And you can understand that with Drew Brees quarterbacking and Matt Forte in the backfield. You're a lot more worried about the passing game. Dennis could probably do a better job of sprinkling in an occasional run call. But he doesn't like to do too much of that, perhaps too early. Maybe he wants Mick to run it, and then he'll sprinkle in some run calls later if he has to. And we're left to Matt Forte, defense double teaming elsewhere. 10 on Forte's card is no gain, guess wrong. So that's not a good reading. Now, of course, Dennis's defensive line goes 6-6-6. Although here on 3rd down, he brings in the right end 0. Dwight Freeney, the veteran, 0-10. Short pass, Calvin Johnson, defense double teaming elsewhere. There are 4 men in zone, big 3rd and 7. No pass rush to speak of. Dump off incomplete from Brees. So Dennis gets the defensive stop. There was a 5-on-9 pass rush situation, 1-48, but it was no sack on a 70. The punt from Bradley Rack and Pinion is 39 yards. Down to the Seattle 17 for Dwayne Harris. It was a very fine return guard. Calls a fair catch. Has a touchdown or 2. 6 is 14 yards, 9 is 10. Good coverage units for Mick, +2, +4, +7. Mick got a couple of first downs, but couldn't get into scoring. Couldn't threaten further than that or get into any kind of scoring range in his first possession. So Dennis feels good about receiving the second half kickoff. We see the Atlanta defense at a 4-3 with a right tackle 0. I'd have to feel like they maybe clicked unintentionally there. Or maybe this is their defense. They do have a corner 6. Short pass to Jimmy Grant. Defense calls passes a blitz on. 10 is complete for 14 yards on the first down on Russell Wilson's card. I had the Seahawks first-round pick, so by rights I should be rooting for Atlanta, but I don't get too wrapped up in that. If they lose, they lose. They win, they win. And Dennis is my friend. I don't root against Dennis. Not that I'm rooting for anybody or against anybody. Short pass to Martavis Bryant. Broken up by Deshaun Sheed, the NFL Seahawk, biting Dennis in the backside that time, 4-4. Second down and 10. Dennis is in the pistol here. Frank Gore's his running back. Dennis will run left more often than right, it looks like, because that's where he's got the better blocking. 6 guard, 5 tackle, 5 defensive end. 4s and a 0 on the right side, except for the right tackle 5. As I say that, he goes off tackle on the right side to Frank Gore. Alan Barber makes the block 4-4. And it's a 5-yard gain, 3rd and 5. So many little and sometimes big plays in Strat in these playoff games with these draft league cards or in any type of game where the 4s are making plays or the 5s are missing plays. 3rd down and 5 for the Seahawks at their own 36. Their first possession, flat pass left to Michael Floyd, and 12 of the defense is a 4-yard gain. Sets up 4th and 1 for Dennis at his own 40. Now, Dennis is aggressive going for it normally. We're midway through the first quarter, and there you go. He goes for it and goes full house. Boy, I don't know about that. He does give himself a 6.55 up the middle. Let's do the middle linebacker. Deion Buchanan's a 5.4. The free safety, the Honey Badger is a 6.6. You might see Mick put a free safety in linebacker here or in this right tackle zone where the 4 is, trying to get a defensive reading. We'll see what he goes for. Now, if he brings the safety up to the line of scrimmage, however, he will not move into any zone on a pass as he normally would against a full house formation. So Dennis taking his sweet time here. Malcolm Floyd with the full house is out at split end, covered by a 4. Linebacker Russell Wilson, defense run, King Thomas Rawls with the off tackle. This should be an easy first down for Dennis. Let's get that 11 or 12 on Russell's guard. Defensive left tackle, 0 plus 13. Gerald McCoy, the 5, makes the play. So Dennis, go big or go home. The offense is going home after that one. The linebacker wrong with Russell Wilson. That's virtually one of the only readings he could get. 12 also. Very few readings he could have gotten. Maybe 7 out of 72. That would have resulted in no first down. And he hit one of them. And Mick takes over the Seattle 40. Long pass, Calvin Johnson. No man there. Defense calling pass, but no man in zone. Calvin is probably still maxed out on the bomb. Picked off 2 to 5 and 12, incomplete. That was a white die 4. So the defender X was not going to get the job done. Mick saying, I'll go big or go home. Now, Dennis has called pass every time, though. So you want to get those long pass wrongs when you can, of course. But also a lack of pass rush here with this pass blocking, it looks like, possibly. So dump off is still always in play. You can throw deep more often when you have the time. Off tackle right to Matt Forte. The linebacker in zone is also a 6. And 9 is only a 1-yard gain for Forte. We've had a couple of bad results here on guess wrong. And 39 for Atlanta at the Seattle 39 after receiving the turnover on down. So we're midway through the first quarter. Atlanta wants to cash in here, get a field goal or something here. Now, here's where you're in a bit of no man's land as you run a play to try to get about 5 yards for the 3 wide. So you probably still have to pass it. And there's a draw to Forte, but the white die kills you here. I would have preferred to see him do it from regular formation. 11, guess right, is 6 yards despite the white die. Forte's best reading on linebacker right. Guess wrong was 7 yards. 4th and 3. We got Matt Prater for a long field goal attempt. A 50-yard attempt. I thought he'd go for it here. And the kick is no good. Dennis takes over in his own 40. It's as though he got the first down. If you're joining us to listen, please mute your microphone icon on the top center. As my volume has suddenly disappeared. But we've got a 1st and 10 for Dennis. Linebacker Frank Gore. There's no linebackers there. Defense gets the pass and blitzes elsewhere. Offensive right guard +7 and +2. That's a 7-yard gain as Alan Barber, the 4, has made 2 clutch blocks for Dennis. 2nd and 3 Hawks at their own 47. I would have rather seen Mick go for it on that 4th and 3 from the 33. It's only 2 to 6, 11 and 12 for the long field goal. You have a lot of offensive options. And if you don't get it, he's got it at the 33 and not at the 40. Meanwhile, Dennis has got the 5s missing the blocks and the 4s making them. As Donald Penn could not make that block, he's a 5-7. And Gore picked up 3 yards and a 1st down. 1st and 10 Seahawks at midfield. In a very busy first quarter that is still scoreless, however. And then we had Nick Fairley, the 4, missing his chance to make a play. Gore gets a 6-yard gain. Dennis has run, I believe, 3 straight times on this possession. 2nd and 4, the Atlanta 44. Mick is mixing in at right tackle 0. I don't want to see that. Stick with the 4, Mick. Looking past to Frank Gore. Defense gets his pass. Nobody there. 4 and Russell's guard is incomplete. And we have a 3rd and 4 for the Hawks at the Atlanta 44. Dennis went for it in his own territory earlier and missed. You know he's going to go for it here. If he gets at least a yard, as long as it's not 4th and 5 or more, he'll probably go for it here. Long pass for Tavis Bryant, being given by a 4. Defense gets his pass. Double teams elsewhere. Dump off for 9 yards and a 1st down. Russell Wilson finding Michael Floyd underneath as a secondary receiver. Russell 3 of 5 for 27 yards. Dennis in a play calling rhythm. And there's Michael Reeves joining us. Short pass, Martavis Bryant. Receiver incomplete on Martavis's card. Always gets a good card when he's not out with out on account of a suspension. 2nd and 10 for Seattle at the Atlanta 35. 3:36 to go. Looks 4-3. It's not really that strong up front. Does have a free 66 left corner 6. Short pass to Jimmy Graham. Mick double teaming elsewhere. 10 plus 14 for Russell. 2nd time Dennis has hit that. And Atlanta is suddenly up against it. 1st and 10 Seattle at the Atlanta 21. 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Flat pass left to Gore. Defense blitzing again. 3 on Wilson's caught a short gain. 19 yards down to the 2-yard line. Wilson to Gore. 19-yard catch and run against the flat pass. No man. Now Russell's caught anyway. It was a 3. Dennis goes full house. Rolls Gore and Russell. All threats to run. He's 6'5" up the middle. Linebacker Russell Wilson. Linebacker zone 0 plus 4. That's a touchdown as Deion Buchanan only a 4 against the run. Better against the pass. Could not make the play against a 5. Dennis is going to go for 2 because he sees that inside linebacker is a 4. He's got a 6'5" up front. Likes his chances to get 2 more than half the time. So he's going to go for it. Linebacker Thomas rolls. There it is. Short gain. Touchdown. Defense was guessing past double teaming. I said touchdown. That was a 2-point conversion. 8-0 Seahawks. Kick goes 3 yards into the end zone for Rashad Ross. Takes it out 29 yards. Dennis's return unit's not that great, 30, 25, 20. But still, if it's a deep kick, 8 or 9 yards deep, I'm sure you'll see Mick take a knee. Unless it's near the end of the half or something, he wants to try and pop the touchdown. But you'll see that on teams that have good interior blocking versus a weak interior defense. Make sure to brought his free safety up to linebacker to counter that on that 2-point conversion try. You'll see teams go for 2 more often because the blocking is very favorable to them. Linebacker Marshawn Lynch being run keyed. And Marshawn loses a yard in the run key. This is not your grandfather's Marshawn Lynch, but it was what we thought would be his last Strat card. I traded him away the year before that, his last very good card. But now he's back after a year off with the Raiders. Let's see how he does. NFL season starting in about 2 months. Emerald left to Lynch. Defense guessing pass. Defensive end 6. 8 is a 7-yard gain for the future Hall of Famer, probably. Makes it a 3rd and 4. Again, Dennis has 6.66 on the line of scrimmage. So that's another reason why he has not been calling run. He did run Key Lynch the one time successfully. Third and 4 for the Falcons at their own 32. As we get near the end of the first quarter, they trail 8-0. Blocking back again. Lynch is the back on this drive so far. Linebacker to Lynch. Defense calls run. No linebackers there. Mick could do something like a center reading, and he gets it. Offensive center plus 10 or plus 2. That's Nick Mangold, who was his 6th year before suffering injury-plagued 2016 NFL season. He is currently not on an NFL roster. I think he wants to go to a good team but also play. And that matchup has not presented itself so far. Short pass Owen Daniels being double-teamed on 1st and 10. And incomplete with 4 men in the zone thanks to the double team. That would have been a defender X reading. And it was a wide die 6. That would have been a first down because I don't think Dennis has any 6s back there. He's got corner 5s, a safety 5, free safety 5, I should say, and strong safety 4. So timely double team there by Mr. Crowley. 2nd down and 10 for Atlanta. At their own 42. Long pass to Owen Daniels. No man there, and he's covered by a 4. So no receiver reading, but something else in the defense might be nice. Defender X to plus 29 is only a 4, but it's makes the play. Kenny Vaccaro in single coverage. The much maligned Kenny Vaccaro. Dennis disappointed so far in his development as an NFL player. Former first-round pick, had a good first year, and looked like he'd be solid and hasn't really taken off from there. But Mick upset about that. 4-4 making the play was a plus 29. Short pass Calvin Johnson, 3rd and 10. Foreman in zone. Defense double teaming elsewhere. Breeze dumps off for 6 yards, and now Mick will have a decision to make. 4th and 4 from his own 48. Should probably punt it. You don't want to go for it here. He's going to go for it here anyway. And then he goes 3 wide, 1 halfback. I don't like that because you really hurt your chances of running the ball successfully here. And your shotguns. You can even do an end run to the 0 if you wanted. Why not go block him back? Who's the 3rd receiver? Go to Tate, but not a fan of this here. Short pass Golden Tate, Foreman in zone. I don't think he should have gone for this. Is not looking good. But 9 is a first down, 13 yards. What do I know? 5 and 9 for a sack. Was a 1-48 sack. Second time Freedy has missed his opportunity against Brandon Albert. But Mick with the aggressive play call, 4th and 4 from his own 48. And the result is a first down at the Seattle 39 early in the second quarter. Short pass Calvin Johnson. Dennis not double teaming Calvin. And Mick keeps throwing to him. 3 short pass right is incomplete. Calvin's covered by 5, as is Kamar Aiken. And Mick's going 3 wide, 1 halfback. No shotgun here. I like this a little better when it's not, 4th and 4, and you want to keep the run option open. Flat pass right to Forte being run keyed. Flat pass wrong now for Breeze gets an opportunity against a linebacker 5. Receiver 7, the only incomplete on Forte's card is, incomplete, as I said. That's a bad roll for Mick. Sets up a 3rd and 10. That has to hurt. Finally, it's a wrong call with Breeze, and it's on a flat pass, and he can't complete. Short pass Calvin Johnson, this time being double-teamed by Tom Bahali. So Mick's getting the dump off, or Drew Brees to thread that easily gets an incomplete pass. And now we're either going to see an out-of-bounds punter who's going to go for it, or a 56-yard field goal attempt from Matt Prater. 2-6, 11, and 12. He missed the first one, and he misses this one. Now Dennis takes over his own 46. I don't like these 2-6, 11, and 12 field goal tries here. He's killing himself with the field position and making it easy for Dennis. Short pass Jimmy Graham being double-teamed. But Wilson checks off to Martavis right underneath for 4 yards. Allen Bailey really not close to Russell in a pass rush situation there. Donald Penn's a 7 who picked up the block. 2nd down and 6. Long pass Jimmy Graham. Gets raw. No one in zone. Long gain to Wilson's card. Graham heading toward the end zone. Brought down to 15. Jimmy Graham, the Seattle to Seattle connection, makes a 35-yard reception, catch and run down to the Atlanta 15. First down in the red zone for the Seahawks as they look to go up by 2 touchdowns. Short pass Zach Miller. Receiver gets right, incomplete. Mick was blitzing everybody. 2nd down and 10 for the Hawks at the Atlanta 15. 2 tight ends, 2 wide receiver, 1 running back pistol formation. Zach Miller, 2nd tight end, covered by 4. Emerald left, Russell the muscle, defensive end, +1 or +5. It's a 1-yard gain. Allen Bailey's a 5. A lot of good matchups from that 2 tight end. And you got Jimmy Graham split out now to 3 wide. You got Zach Miller covered by 4. You got Brian covered by 4. Graham's covered by 4. Frank Gore's covered by 4. Short pass to Michael Floyd covered by the 6. Keeps open the must run and the dump off. Gets a dump off receiver from -2. Completion to Frank Gore was tackled behind the line of scrimmage. So Cairo Santos comes on for the 2-10 Field attempt, he delivers a 34-yard attempt. It's good. 11-0 Seattle. Kick goes down to the goal line for Randy Mostert. And he most definitely downs it. With apologies to the rap group Black Star. 3 wide, 1 halfback, nickel 3-3-5 for the defense. Linebacker Marshawn Lynch is in there again here for the second straight drive. 7 on the defense is a 7-yard gain. We might have had a Matt Forte drive in between. I don't know if he's alternating them here in the first half to save carries or what his thinking is. 3 wide, 1 halfback. Lynch up the middle again. Nose tackle 6, 4-5-4 blocking with the reduction. Gets an offensive right guard 7-2, but 4-4. Michael Harris makes the block, the Minnesota Viking, and his first and 10 to land up at their own 34. I think Harris had a terrible injury. He may have retired, but because of it, I forget. Flat pass left to Golden Tate. Defense guessing right, double teaming elsewhere. It's a 2-yard completion from Breeze to the former Seahawk. Second native land, and midway through the second quarter, moving right along here. Linebacker for Marshawn Lynch, 7+7, 3rd and 1. So Mick's had success running straight ahead with Lynch from the 3 wide. 3rd and 1. He's keeping Dennis out of that 3-4, so we can flat pass more aggressively. It's got to be Bobby Wagner, middle linebacker, right? Maybe not. Linebacker Drew Brees gets wrong, 3rd and 1. But, it's 12 on Breeze Court. Sets up a 4th and 1 for Atlanta at their own 43. They're down 11-0. I bet they go for it here. He will. And he goes 3 wide, 1 halfback. Daring Dennis to come up and gets run. I bet we see a flat pass left to Calvin Johnson or Kumar Aiken. One of the guys covered by 5, less likely to be double teamed. Defense shows blitz. Dennis a little ballsy. A 4th and 1. Daring Mick to throw deep, kind of getting in his head a little bit. What do I do now? I don't like that sometimes. 4th and 1, the other guy shows blitz. You know, he's trying to goad me into the chess match. I want you to go up top, and then I'm going to run key. Dennis could flood a flat and call a run. No, he's got to bring the safety to the line of scrimmage to call a run. So Lynch might do an off tackle, more likely than a linebacker, to less than chance of a run key. It's a looking pass. Golden Tate being double covered successfully by Dennis, and is picked off on 4th down, and he could drop it, but he's going to try to run for it, and does not get any yardage. Cancel, but wisely diagnosed by Dennis. Would have been incomplete anyway on the 11. Seattle takes over the Atlanta 42 with a chance to really take control of this game. And a short pass right from Wilson to Floyd is incomplete. Makes it 2nd and 10 Seattle out the Atlanta 42. Any kind of points this drive would be big for Dennis. Touchdown be huge. Off tackle right to Frank Gore. Gets wrong. Offensive onside tackle 8-3. And that's Bobby Massey, who I traded to Dennis, to this very team, who makes the block. He was a 5. He's a 4 next year. 3rd and 2 for the Hawks of the Atlanta 34. No doubt Dennis goes for it if he does not get it here. Off tackle left to Frank Gore. Defense calls run, but that defensive tackle is only a 4. Nick Fairley, who's going to probably sit out the 2017 NFL season with a heart problem. His career may be over, and he could not make that play. It was a defensive tackle +2 or +6. White die 6 against Fairley's rating of 4. Off tackle left to Gore again. Blocking back +1 or -1. Dennis was in the 2 tight end formation, no blocking back. He loses a yard. 2nd and 11 for Seattle. The Atlanta 29, 3:36 to go. Emmer left to Russell. Defensive end -2 or +3. But Alvin Bailey has been holding the edge, setting the edge, I should say, very well. And he tackles Russell for a 3-yard loss on Emmer and wrong. 3rd and 13 for the Hawks at the Atlanta 31. I don't think Cairo Santos is that great from this distance, so Dennis might be aggressive. You could see an off-tackle halfback here that's 0, a draw play, get closer for a 4th and short, maybe pop something on the defense. If the pass blocking matchup is good, Dennis will probably throw downfield. There is an off-tackle draw for Rawls. Short game, the defense's card, on the offense's card, and containment was broken with the white die 3. So 1st down from Rawls. Dennis is thinking, hey, maybe I hit something on the 0, maybe I get close for 4th and short and go for it. Maybe get inside the 22 for a bit of field goal. He got the first down. Off tackle left for Gore. Offensive onside tackle, 8-3. Dennis pounding on the ground now. Mostly with Frank Gore, but rolls. We have not seen rolls much, which means he's got plenty of carries for the second half. Defense showing blitz. Second and goal at the 7. Dennis off tackle left to Gore. Gets no gain. Dennis trying to use the strength of his blockers against this defensive front that's not that good against the run. And Atlanta takes a defensive timeout as we're inside 2 minutes, trying to save time for Drew Brees and their offense. And then Dennis ran at that linebacker 5 that time. Short pass Michael Floyd, 3rd and 2. Receiver gets wrong. Touchdown, Seattle, 17-0. Do they take the extra point or go for 2? He's going to go for 2 to try to make it 19-0. It's going to be probably either a line book or a pass and run possibility as well. Short pass Floyd gets right 5. 2-point conversion is good. Dennis is 2 for 2 of those today, and it's 19-0 Seattle. 1:37 to go in the first half. The kick goes 8 yards deep, and Mick tries to take it out, hoping for a 2, which is a touchdown reading on Rashad Ross because everything is nothing else is working. So Mick's got 90 seconds to try to make something happen, down 19-0, and Dennis is going to get the ball to start the second half. There we had a dump ball from Brees to Calvin Johnson, 5-yard gain. Makes it 2nd and 5 for Atlanta. Calvin has to be a Hall of Famer despite the shorter career. Short pass to Calvin, 2nd and 5. Dennis staying back in long pass. Trying not to give up the big bomb. Receiver gets right, 15 yards for Calvin. Up to the Atlanta 37. Nick's got 2 timeouts left. And he goes, hurry up, which took a lot of time off the clock there. He maybe should have called timeout. 45 seconds now at his own 37. Would have been, I think, 1 minute or 107. Short pass Golden Tate. Dennis again double teamed successfully. And 11 is picked off on Brees caught on the double team by the Seattle, and they're certainly going to try to run it back. They don't get any yardage there. As they keep rolling 7 on the return. But it was Jeremy Lane, Brees' second pick of the half. Both on a double team. Now Dennis can add to his lead. 19-0, 37 seconds left. Emerald left Russell Wilson, the offensive end, +2 or +7. Russell finally getting around Alvin Bailey. Alvin Bailey is the offensive lineman. 7-yard gain for Russell. 5 carries, 8 yards. 2nd and 3. Short pass Zach Miller, defender X, is only a 4. It's a first down. 13 yards for the Hawks. Down to the Atlanta 31. They call timeout. 22 seconds left. They've got 2 timeouts left. They're already in field goal range. Dennis is always looking for more. He's a greedy on offense in a good way. Short pass wrong for Kyle Juszczyk. Interception split, but Mick's got the average pass defense because he's on the road in the playoffs. 12-yard completion. Seattle at the Atlanta 19. Dennis feels the momentum. 15 seconds left. Short pass Jimmy Graham receiver wrong, incomplete. Finally a brief respite for this Falcons defense. 8 seconds left. Dennis gets a touchdown this play. Might see the end run for Russell. He tries to pop a 20-yarder, or maybe pass to Martavis Bryant. Is Emerald left to Thomas Rawls, defensive end, +2 or +7. It is a 7-yard gain. It barely could not make the play again. Santos comes out for a 29-yard field goal attempt. It's up and good. 22-0 Seattle. All Seahawks in the first half. Obligatory good half, Dennis says. And Mick says, no, it sucked, which is fine. Friends can say anything, and that's where we are with these guys. A lot of them will know each other well. The kick goes 8 yards deep into the end zone for Jeff Janis to start the second half. Presumably he'll take a knee, and he does. And the Hawks come out of offense already leading 22-0. I mean, the total yardage must be about 2-1, 202 to 109 in Seattle's favor. With 2 turnovers, that'll get you a lot of success. Long pass, Martavis Bryant being double teamed by the Honey Badger, incomplete. Takes a must run out of play for Russell. Dennis has been going 2 tights, 2 wides, 1 running back. From a pistol formation. Second down and 10 for the Hawks. So yeah, look at all these matchups he has receiving. Graham against the 4. Miller against the 4. Short pass Michael Floyd. Covered by 6. Must run from Russell is a 6-yard pickup. Floyd's maxed out, so you can throw to him. Plus, he's less likely to be double teamed, so keep the must run alive. 3rd and 4 for Dennis at his own 26, leading 22-0. Thomas Rawls did not run the ball much in the first half, was on the bench for most of it, so he's going to have plenty of carries this half. Flat pass left to Thomas Rawls. 6 on the white die, makes it a 10-yard gain. First catch of the day for Rawls. 2 tights, 2 wide, 1 running back, the pistol for Dennis. 22-0, early third quarter. Off tackle left to Frank Gore is having a good game. It's a 5-yard pickup, 10 carries, 47 yards for Gore. As Rawls has been hardly on the field. Dennis is keeping him fresh. 2nd and 5, linebacker Frank Gore. No linebackers there. Showing up for Gore's card. The veteran still got it. An 18-yard pickup, a 16-yard pickup, rather. And the Seattle is once again in Atlanta territory. 1st and 10 for Seattle, the Atlanta 43. Mick really needs a stop or a turnover something. Linebacker strong, Showing again for Gore. 15 yards more. 78 yards and 12 carries for the veteran. Thomas Rawls not shaking his head in approval. Nodding his head in approval. Short pass to Martavis Bryant. Dump off despite everyone blitzing. Will still only a 7 out of 3. 7-yard pickup on the dump off from Wilson to Graham. 2nd and 3. Jimmy's got 4 catches for 70 yards, including a 35-yarder. Short pass to Michael Floyd is incomplete. Guess right. 3rd and 3 for Dennis at the Atlanta 21. Very tough run pass spot for Atlanta. Thomas Rawls checks in, the better running card. Short pass to Juszczyk. Defense calls run. Receiver gets wrong 10 yards to one of the best fullbacks in the NFL. Kyle Juszczyk, first down Seattle at the Atlanta 11. Dennis going to put the game away with a touchdown here. He's in good shape even with a field goal. He's in good shape with nothing. 22-0. Short pass, Martavis Bryant gets wrong. Defender X or a short gain. Touchdown against the short yardage defense. She would not have made the play anyway. 28-0. This time Dennis goes for the 1-point conversion, and he makes it to make it a 29-0 game. He went for 2 after 2 earlier touchdowns, and Mick is got to be irritated. Got a pretty good team. Got Drew Brees. Had a nice year, 9-7. Makes the playoffs. You're down 29-0 over the third quarter. Not the way you want to see your playoff game develop. Denard Robinson checks in. Off tackle right to Denard. It was a very high fumble number, I believe. Yes, 44, and I guess wrong. I think I played against this team and probably lost. I went 4-12, so the user dropped. They've seen enough. 2nd down and 8. Short pass to Calvin Johnson. Guess right. 3-minute zone. 9 is complete on Brees' card. Calvin's got 3 catches. First down in Atlanta up at their own 35. We still have people watching the broadcast. Tom was bored. I'm still here, but I can't type it in. Off tackle left to Denard Robinson. Offensive onside guard. 7:02. I should probably let them know I'm still here. So I'll give you a minute to do that. We have a 2nd down and 8 midway through the third quarter. 8:06 to go. Mick needs to score this drive. Probably. Anything can happen, but short best Owen Daniels, 3-minute zone on the 2nd and 8 play. Covered by 4. Mick wants to know if he can leave the game. If that's an option. I could type in something mean, but I won't. 3rd and 1 for Atlanta. at the run 44. I don't want to miss this play, but I do want them to know I'm still here. So give me a moment to do that. Type X-ray. Microphone off. There you go. I found a way to tell them I'm here without taking too much time. Linebacker Denard Robinson, 3rd and 1 for Atlanta. They're on 44. No tackle 6 there. And Stick Eyes, a short gain of Robinson scored for 16 yards. And the first down, Atlanta down to the Seattle 40. Again, touchdown here. You're still in shape, I suppose. 4 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion. I wish there was some way for me to interrupt Dennis's game. The way he interrupts my broadcast by texting me and instant messaging me when I already gave him all the necessary information. Short pass to Kamar Aiken. 3-minute zone. Dump off incomplete. I told Dennis I'm posting on the forum. There'll be a live link to the show. Then 15 minutes later, I start the show, and then like 2 minutes in, he's texting me. Oh, can I get a link? Is instant messaging? Can I get a link? It's in the forum where I told you to be. Now I got to stop the show and mute my mic to talk to you because you're not listening. 2nd and 10, Atlanta at the Seattle 40. Off tackle right to Jamil Olawale. To Jamiz Olawale. Let's call him Jamiz. 7 gets wrong is a 15-yard gain for a first down for Atlanta at the Seattle 25. 6 minutes to go. Get a touchdown here. See what happens. Oh, we have a quick question. Jamiz might not have been able to run in that play. Only had 24 carries. He should not have been able to run that play. Womp, 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 womp. Good thing it's 29-0. And we get an 11-yard run for Denard Robinson on the 8. I hate to see something like that happen in a playoff game. Got to pay more attention to the rules. He did not have enough carries to run unlimited in any half at any time. He is super limited, is the phrase Mick used. 1st and 10 for Atlanta at the Seattle 14. 5:24 to go. I guess Dennis lets it slide. What are you going to do? You can't delete the play, I don't think. Short pass to Owen Daniels, covered by 3 men, 3-minute zone. Receiver gets right, incomplete. Daniels with 16:22 on the short pass. He was covered by a 4. Mick goes to the 3 wide, 1 halfback. He did mixed success here. Short pass to Calvin Johnson, double teamed. Defender X incomplete. He was covered by a 5 anyway. 5 and a wide. They made the play. Bashaud Breeland, another guy traded to Dennis. I think I gave him Breeland and Massey for his 1, I think, is how that worked out. Something like that. I might have got a smidgen more. Like a 5, perhaps. I don't know. Maybe Juwan James. I don't know. 3rd and 10 Atlanta at the Seattle 14. 4:40 to go. 4:48 to go. Defense shows, but offense going pro set on 3rd and 10. He's looking to run it and then go for 4th and short inside the 10. Short pass Calvin Johnson. Defense gets his pass. Then is blitzing a couple of guys. Dump off for 5 yards for Breeze. 4th and 5 at the 9. A field goal would make it 29-3. Be down 26 points. I got to go for it here, I guess. Looks like 3 wide, 1 halfback again out of the shotgun with Forte. People tend to overlook your opportunity to double team with your linebackers inside the 10 on defense. in a third and long type of situation. And we have Dennis calling time out there. As my niece is texting me. 4th and 5, Dennis wanted to show blitz. Forte's a 7. Short pass, Calvin Johnson. Dennis is blitzing and bringing guys. They don't get the linebacker bump, but they'll be there in case you get a high linebacker. Receiver gets right. Touchdown for Calvin. 29-6. Now, Mick might go for 2 here to try and make it a 3-score game. He said, I'll hold off on that. And I'll kick the extra point here. And it's good for Prater, only 2-10. 29-7 tries an onside kick. There's still a bit of football left here. I don't think I would have gone for that. Dennis recovers it at the Atlanta 44. I mean, late third quarter, you're down 3 scores. Onside kick, I don't know. Short pass, Michael Floyd. Wilson must run plus 14. Maybe he feels like he's having trouble stopping Dennis anyway, which is true. 1st and 10, Seattle, the Atlanta 30. 3 minutes to go. It's 29-7 Hawks. Looking past to Frank Gore. No men there, but guess right. Snake eyes. It's an incomplete. It would have been -1 on a flat pass. You might be able to tell I'm a little under the weather. My throat's a little sore. There's a 7 o'clock game. I don't know if I have it in me to call that game as well. It's a Samsa game in the final 8. Off tackle left to Frank Gore gains 5. That's Jersey Joe Golden, who I think was 13-3. The number 2 seed behind Dennis's undefeated Seahawks, back-to-back undefeated in Samsa. Lost last year's Super Bowl. But Joe's playing a 7 seed type of team. And Joe's got a real good club. I predicted Joe versus Dennis in the Super Bowl in that league. Off tackle left to Frank Gore gains nothing. 4th and 5. Dennis only went 20 yards out. He gets a field goal. And it's good. 2-11 and 12. The 11 makes it good. 32-7. Did not like that outside kick goal. If you're not to the onside kick and it's forced to punt, you feel like he still has a chance. I got a touchdown in this drive, 29-14 or 15, early 4th quarter. You have a chance in that game, right? The onside kick is so unlikely. It's 1 in 6, I think, to recover it if you don't get these in such great field position. Short pass to Golden Tate. Guess right. Incomplete. Drew Brees, 11 of 24 for 90 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Flat pass left to Matt Forte. It's complete for 2 yards, 3rd and 8. Short pass to Calvin versus the nickel. 7 on Breeze card. Probably right, wrong, and double teamed. Indeed, 11-yard completion. First down for Atlanta at their own 33 as we start the 4th quarter. But Drew Brees drops back to pass and is brought down by Dwight Freeney. We've seen that matchup through several times. Brandon Albert had been able to hold him off, but not that time. A 9-yard sack. Short pass to Calvin Johnson, 4-man in zone. Incomplete, makes it 3rd and 19. Mick will have to go up top here or look for a screen pass. It gets a lucky roll in the defense. Short pass, Owen Daniels being double teamed. That's not going to do much. Defender X incomplete. And I assume Mick will punt it here. And he does. 32-7. Dwayne Harris is a good card. Mick needs a fumble here. But Harris gets a 2-yard return. Hawks have got it 1st and 10 at their own 29. Up 32-7. Here the SSFA postseason. Frank Gore picks up 10. He's got to be close to 100 yards if he doesn't have it already. And run left for Russell gets wrong. It's no gain. Have not seen a lot of successful running for Russell so far today, but your SSFA postseason, This is the wild card round, but I love this league. So many good coaches. We'll look at this for a second. You got Ron Dickinson's Oakland Raiders 9-7, going to Keith Mowbray's 10-6 Washington Redskins. But that's an excellent team that Keith has. Paul Mankiewicz and Nathan Baylor. You got Ron Dickinson, Mick, Dennis, Paul Mankiewicz, Nathan, all in the wild card round. And then awaiting them with the bye, you got Ed versus Dan. You got Scott's team going 12-4. Lawrence is surprising, 12-4, and Jacksonville J, 14-2. So it'll be interesting. Off tackle left for Frank Gore. Can anyone stop Jay Villing from winning his third straight SSFA championship and for being the reigning SSFA champion? Not the triple crown, but the double crown, good enough. He's not in SSFA, so you can't get that one. And Frank Gore is having an excellent game. No huge runs, a couple of short gains, but positive yardage all day long, 19 carries, 114 yards. Aiming left for Russell, guess right. Dennis determined to get Russell some good stats, even though it tells me that stats are for losers. 9 carries, 25 yards. For Russell, this is pretty much academic at this point. The ratings are out. I'm pumped up for that. I did the ratings show the other night. Autumn wins drafts is like, I think, in mid-August. I have to double check that. They have an unusual method of sending out their information. And Dennis gets a bad break, but no one cares. 4th and 1, he misses the field goal. It's still 32-7, 8 minutes to go. So 25 points. 3 touchdowns, a 2-point conversion, and a field goal. 74 scores in under 8 minutes, and you're at your own 38. That's a long game. I've reached this card on a 10, 40 yards. Down to the Seattle 22. Mick had a real good team last year. I traded him a bunch of guys when I blew up my SSFA team. I traded him Lynch, you saw tonight. I traded him Mario Williams. I traded him Owen Daniels. Guys who have been my team their entire Strat football careers. I drafted Lynch. I drafted Mario. In the inaugural draft. He was my 2nd-round pick. And I drafted Lynch as a rookie when he was with Buffalo. People forget that Lynch was with Buffalo. And then I shuffled them off. So we got a real good team last year, but there were a lot of real good teams. He might have gotten 12-4. He got a touchdown there. Looks like he missed the 2-point conversion. He recovers the onside kick. It's down 19, 6:36 to go. Need 2 touchdowns, each with a 2-point conversion, and a field goal. Gets a little more interesting. Short pass to Golden Tate. 3 men there. Dennis blitzing somebody. Receiver gets right, incomplete. Golden State guard looks like Owen Daniels. I don't think the Strat gave me the right looking card there. I don't think Golden Tate's card looks like that. We got a long pass to Calvin. Boy, that is Golden Tate's card. This guy caught 90 passes. They gave him 16-22 short. I know he only had 90 on average, but geez. 3rd and 10, short pass to Owen Daniels. Gets right, 12 yards on a first down for Atlanta, down to the Seattle 36. Long pass to Calvin, being double teamed by the linebacker. So you can still hit something on your quarterback's card. It's a dump ball for 8, down to the 28. Short pass to Tate, incomplete. 3rd and 2. No sense of urgency, really, in terms of my broadcasting style here. I mean, 32-13. And 4th and 2, Mick will go for the field goal. If he misses it, the game's over. he hits it, he still has a chance. Prater delivers. He's got a very good kicking guard. 32-16. Another onside kick. Does not get this one. 3:36 to go. Dennis looks like he's in great shape to advance. Dennis with a 7 seed. So if Keith also wins, if Keith loses, you'll see Dennis going up against probably either Lawrence. Well, you'll see him going up against either Lawrence, Scott, or Jay, depending on what happens with Keith Mowbray. Lawrence is surprising 12-4. Even Scott is surprising 12-4. I think we thought maybe 9-7, 10-6. And Scott took this team. He took over a team that had nobody except for Peyton Manning, and the team had no talent at all. And he traded Manning to me for quite a few things, and then spent 3 or 4 years building his team. And bang, now they're 12-4 and got a bye in the playoffs. And Scott does a good job building his team for the long term. He already has a Samifa championship. I don't think that team's going to win the SSFA title this year, but you never know. A lot of competition in the playoffs this year in SSFA. Dennis got first down and 10. He's throwing the ball down the field, up by 2 touchdowns. Just like I did in that playoff game with 52 seconds left. I like my own 7-yard line to a short pass got picked off on the defense's card, ending my Samifa Jets season when I was already up by 4 points. Could have ran it and trusted my defense, but for some reason I had this vision of Big Ben hitting a Hail Mary to beat me. I didn't like that vision very much. 2nd and 10. Should have Jimmy Graham versus the run key. Receiver gets thrown first down. Dennis continues to throw the ball, playing aggressively. He's down inside the Atlanta 20 with 2 minutes to go. I think you'll see it running from here where a field goal literally wins the game. Plus, you make Mick burn his timeouts. Well, there you go. Off tackle left to Frank Gore. Frank Gore, 22 carries, 126 yards. How about that? Linebuck Thomas Rawls being keyed, but not keyed for the linebuck. Oh, I'm getting tired. Man can take a nap after this game and try and call Joe's game. I'd like to call for him. I'm just not feeling that well. Plus, Thompson's already in the round of 8. Now, so me for SSFA are my priorities. But, the Thompson is in the round of 8, so I would like to try to call some of those games. And Russell takes a knee. That's going to run the clock out. I'm not showing game over on my screen. There it is. So there you have it. Seattle with a 32-16 victory over the Falcons. And it really wasn't that close. Dennis scored 4th and 1 from his own 40 in the first quarter and missed it. But Mick tried a 50-yard field goal after that, 2-6, 11, and 12, and he missed that, giving Dennis the ball back at his own 40 as if he had made the first down. And then Dennis just marched down the field and scored touchdowns and 2-point conversions. He was up 22-0. He was up 29-0 in the third quarter. There was 3:54 to go in the third quarter before Atlanta scored to make it 29-7. It was 32-13 with 6:54 to go. Field goal a couple minutes later by Lennon made it 32-16, but they recovered one onside kick in the second half, but not the other ones they would have needed to really have a chance. Apparently, Mick was 5-7 and won his last 4, so that's nice. Mick says he felt like he had never played before when he was trying to guess what to call. On to the final 8. Mick's a solid coach. So there you have it. I'm going to end the broadcast here. No post game. I'm too tired. Sorry, Dennis. Not feeling well. I got to try to conserve some energy for Joe Golden. Thanks to guys for listening, and we'll be back with more SSFA playoff action and hopefully some as well in the coming weeks and maybe even in a little more than an hour from now. Bye-bye.